Our next guest on TSB has got a great story. Originally from English and Pakistani origin, she was born in London but raised in Ireland, where she attended Ireland's first Muslim school, which was built with funding from Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. She graduated from university there and spent most of her life growing up around food and hospitality before moving in 2013 to the UAE, working alongside her father, launching the UAE's first ever dry nightclub. But she's in the studio because what started out as a side project when she was a burger flipper in the Cloud Kitchen in Barsha South has now become one of the most highly regarded and award-winning burger franchises called Drip Burger. Nadia Shah, thank you very much for joining us here in the studios.
Thank you for having me.
Where did this inspiration come from to go out on your own and launch your own burger restaurant?
Well, the inspiration mostly came from my dad. Like, I've always, growing up around him, he's an entrepreneur, self-made businessman, and has had amazing success. So I've always just had that spirit around of like just doing it for yourself. I don't think I ever thought to myself like, oh, I'm going to go and get a 9-to-5 or any other type of job. And as soon as I left uni, I started my own jewellery business as well, and then have kind of either worked for family with my dad, done my own business, or now this.
No, you know, I've dabbled in a restaurant business myself. I had a cafe, and as fancy as it sounds, it is not as easy.
Zero glamour.
Right? I mean, you have to roll your sleeve up yourself and put your hands into everything.
My nails are not done because I was like destroyed today, picking up equipment, putting it left and right. I look nice today, but this is the first time all week, you know?
Now, why is it so? You know, people generally feel and have this thing that the glamorous side of the restaurant is once you enter, but not when you enter from the back end.
I think maybe it's in Dubai, like this culture, like everybody thinks restaurants is really, really easy or food is easy because we're so familiar with it, right? There's that familiarity, but the business side of it is just totally different. And then operations. So operationally, it's a huge struggle. You have to be hands-on across every single aspect, and you have to know what you're doing. And you can't just walk into it from anywhere. I've seen people struggle with it, like, immensely, and leaving it in the hands of, I mean, we have a different type of workforce here, and there's a different level of understanding because we have so many different like pay grades and salary grades, right? So can you afford to hire top quality people, or what are you really going to pay? And then that's really the backbone of your business, like who you're bringing in as your team.
And is it also hard then because everyone comes from a different understanding of what makes fries or I call them chips, you know, fries or burgers, you know, the burgers they get in Australia are different from the smash burgers to America compared to and does that make it harder then because you've also got to educate your workforce?
Yeah, you really have to educate them. Actually, it's even as simple as when somebody takes your order and you go, would you like fries with that? And they go, it's okay. Does that mean yes or does that mean no? Right? So I have to teach them that, and depending on where they're from, like an English person is it's okay means no, I'm fine, thanks, I don't want it. But to someone else, it means yes, I want that. So like across the board, you literally have to go into a lot of details. It's a unique kind of environment here in Dubai, like to do food. So it was actually very, very new for me in that regard.
Now, while communication is one part of it, you know, serving to the palate is also another challenge because just the same reason, so many people from different places, different cultures, different food habits.
Yeah.
How do you then come down to one fine plan that, okay, this is what is going to work?
I wouldn't necessarily say that there's like a fine plan in what's going to work. I think sometimes you just kind of have to go with your gut. I've been living here for quite some time, and the way we kind of figured it out, or at least have quite a creative background. I would consider myself quite creative. So that's how we express ourselves, was in the menu and the food. You know, the menu is a culmination of like lots of different nationalities. There's something for everyone. There's something for the Aussie, the English, the Brit, something like plain and simple, but there's also something for the Asian, like flavors that you would recognize and be interested to try. And there's something for the Arab. So like there's a whole different mix of what's on our menu. And I think that's what's enticing about it, is nobody else is really doing that. Everything is your standard American smash burger with cheese and plastic stuff.
Vegetarian options.
Yeah, vegetarian, of course.
Perfect.
Yeah. Absolutely there. And we still make it ourselves. Everything else is just beyond meat, which is not a bad option either, but I think also sometimes you miss something a little bit more authentic.
You mentioned a great point about the challenges of running a restaurant, because people often think, I can cook a really good burger.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I can run a restaurant. And that's just one of 10,000 parts.
Yes, 10,000.
You've been running running this Drip Burger, and you've been so successful. What was the biggest learning curve that you just underestimated in the process of running a burger chain like this?
I think I knew the operations was going to be one of the hardest parts. So I wouldn't say I underestimated it, but I wasn't necessarily fully available because I got pregnant at the same time.
Oh, just another thing to throw into life.
So I would. It's been really, really tough to keep up with the operations to make sure that like the quality of what you envisioned is actually going out every single day, because that would mean I have to stand behind there in the kitchen. You really need somebody there to take care of that. And we've been quite small for quite some time, and now we've grown. So we've built a team to kind of go behind that. But a challenge outside of that, I think I underestimated location and marketing. We started out as a cloud kitchen and didn't really go with the full-blown concept because it was COVID. So we weren't sure, should we start off as a delivery, and how is the delivery process here? I mean, you get left with nothing after deliveries. Like everything is taken out of it. You have to market to your location. We started out in Arjan, which is in Barsha South. Right. That's where our first location is, and it means we had to bring people to us, and actually we also learned that people wanted to come for the burgers. People were less interested in the delivery, especially at that time, because when people want burgers, they want them hot, they want them fresh. Delivery is quite, you don't want the fries to
be soggy when they come.
Yeah, exactly. It's a totally different experience. Like I can tell you which of our burgers that you can get for delivery that are still going to be nice when you receive them, and which ones you just shouldn't go towards.
Which ones are they? Let me know.
Well, actually chicken travels better, because beef you just want it to be like piping hot, right? So chicken maintains its crunch, and so it can last longer, especially if it's for a delivery that's further away. But if you're still within 15 minutes range of us, you can go with either and you're okay.
How hard is it to access fresh produce when you're looking at just simply potatoes, or whether you're looking at lettuce, or whether you're looking at, I mean, people laugh about these things, but when there's a weather that influences or impacts farming and supply.
So far, we haven't had too many issues with the supply of food, maybe with suppliers being consistent. I would say more that we have, like something that we really tried to work and achieve was having a sustainable business, or at least to cut down on the amount of rubbish that we're adding to the delivery pile that grows every day in Dubai. Like that's such a huge topic, and not finding solutions, or at least affordable solutions. I'm still shocked at how expensive it is to have
sustainable waste?
Sustainable product that you could, because once food touches your food, touches your
the wrapping,
yes. My packaging, I don't know, I'm losing my words. The packaging, you can't throw it in the recycling bin. And then also there's another problem here that
I still do.
Yeah, you're supposed to wash it and clean it, right? You're supposed to have or biodegradable. If it's paper, you can't dispose of it. So every single piece that we have food is probably going to end up in landfill. And then it takes a lot longer for normal paper to biodegrade, but like if it's biodegradable, it's better. But then that premium price that they're charging you for packaging, it's a huge problem. I would love for somebody to reach out, FYI, and let's change Dubai's delivery burger scene or delivery scene, and make packaging affordable. If you incentivize it, make it more affordable, I think people will switch.
Well, I think we're, COP28's here. Everyone's talking about sustainability in business.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the
So it's a great opportunity.
Big pain point.
You started Drip Burger in the summer of 2021. Prior to that, what was your journey in sampling the product of the competition? Was that a testing time where you're like, it's burgers for breakfast, lunch and dinner to work out what we're up against?
Uncomfortable for some time. But, I think I'm still like that now. I've become a burger addict. So I am constantly thinking about burgers, tasting other burgers, and there's always new burgers to try. So, I think I eat a lot more burgers now since doing this. I never used to eat as many burgers, but I don't really have a problem with it. I think it's only really if you're eating the chicken that's fried, or the rest, as long as it's not processed, and you're eating boutique burgers. Like our burgers we make them ourselves, we hand press them, we know where the meat comes from. There's nothing else added in, so I'm not feeling guilty whatsoever about what I'm eating.
So then how do you plan your menu? When you say that you're still trying out new burgers, you're still trying and going and checking out competition. Does a little a bell ring in the head and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should just add some avocados to this.
Yeah, I definitely like check out what everyone else is doing, especially like leaders in the market. Like there's a reason behind what they're doing, right?
Right.
Maybe what data is showing them. That's definitely like a good indicator. But at the same time, you still need to maintain your own authenticity and stand out. You know, just because everybody else is putting American cheese on it, and a lot of customers ask us for the processed cheese on their fries, we're still not doing it. We're still doing real English cheese.
I don't get the American cheese.
It's horrible.
Like it's not real cheese, so
At all.
apparently it's got a chemical in it that makes it melt easier.
Yeah, just
Right.
like margarine and spread, you know, it's not real butter.
Yeah.
Like I'm Irish, right? Or you're Australian, British, you know,
Kerry
we feed the
Gold's
cows.
like
Exactly.
award-winning butter. Yeah.
That's our butter.
Yeah.
I make sure we use that butter. I make sure we use really good cheese to make sure that that's the difference between us and that people can identify
So many
with
places use that American cheese because
Yeah.
it melts, so it looks great.
it.
See,
Exactly.
from a product point of view, it
And
looks
it's
good.
fast.
Yeah.
It looks good. It's easy to put on plate.
Yeah.
I think that works. I mean, and it's cheaper.
Does, yeah. I mean, like, again, so our cheese sauce is not the best when you get it delivered, but when people come and eat it there, it's amazing. So we stopped putting it on our delivery menu because
Okay.
people would just not like it.
Makes
Because we spent time, we spent a lot of time like cooking and making that sauce. But it's a completely different experience. And not everyone in this market is familiar with that because they're more familiar with the plastic American cheese. But try it out and it literally changes the flavor of your burger.
And buns, milk buns, potato buns. What do you like to use?
We're using brioche.
Brioche buns.
Brioche buns.
Buttery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations on your success. What a great Dubai story.
Thank you very much.
You've been going now 2.5 years.
Yes, exactly. Just hit the curve.
A huge amount of awards. If you want details, the website is dripdxb.com, or you can find them shop through Miracle Residences. They're there at Al Barsha South in Dubai, and they're on all the delivery apps if you want to
Yeah,
get them as
exactly.
well. And you heard the tip, the chicken travels better. If you want to, Nadia Shah, congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us here on Talk 100.3.